All right, a very good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard, and I am the iLounge manager on board. And today we're going to be talking about your smartphone and your tablet camera. Now, we should have a smartphone or a tablet, most of us in the room. Be it an iPhone, be it an Android. I brought my iPhone as well as my Samsung Galaxy S7. I would like to locate, this is not the one that explodes, it's the one before that, but the nearest fire extinguisher, if we would need it, is right inside of that cabinet right there. You do have to, when you take out a Samsung product, to locate the nearest fire extinguisher. Don't worry about that. So, we're going to be talking about the camera. Now, what I used to call this class is, the iOS camera class, because I'm going to be using an iPhone, I'm going to be maybe switching to an iPad and different things during the class, but the important thing to understand is most of these concepts work across all of the devices. And the last name for the class until last cruise, I changed the name this cruise, the last name of the class until last cruise was the camera you always have with you. Because the best camera you have is?
The one you have with you.
The one you have with you. What's normally sitting in our pockets? Our phones. I'm going to show you something a bit later in the cruise. Me and my two sisters, we had the same math teachers for many, many years. All three of us had the same math teacher in school. My sisters and me are about 12, 13 years apart. We all had the same math teachers, and the math teacher, we'd go to the math teacher, we go, well, why do we need to learn math? They go, because you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. Now my sister asked that same question, and she goes, because it teaches you important life lessons. But I mean, that's the important thing to understand. The goal over the next 45 minutes is to understand how to make the best use of the camera that you always have with you, which is your smartphone or tablet. Make sense? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started. We're going to start off with talking about one of my favorite places in the world to cruise. I hope some of you have gotten to cruise there before. It is called Alaska. Have any of you ever been to Alaska before? Now, I mentioned Alaska because this first thing we're going to talk about is very useful in Alaska. If you've ever been on a cruise to Alaska before, you will notice that you're out, it's a sea day, you're out by the Hubbard Glacier or somewhere like that, and you hear, boom, boom. I wanted to let you know that there's a school of whales on our port side. Now, what's the first thing everyone does when they hear that? No, they ask the nearest crew member which side is the port side. That's the truth. I know this. They ask the nearest crew, even if they've cruised 20, 30 times before, they ask the nearest crew member what side's the port side. Once they figure out what side's the port side, then they go to their phone, and they try and get it with their fingerprint 4, 5, 6 times. No, it doesn't work. And they put in their code. Oh. Then they put in their code. Then they get out of the Candy Crush that they're playing. It's true. They look for the camera app, and by the time you get the camera app open, where is the whale? Actually, they go through, attention, attention, ladies and gentlemen, the whale is now on the starboard side. And the guest, I promise you, because I've been that crew member multiple times, will ask the same crew member which side is the starboard side. Yeah. Okay. But that's the same crew member. Yeah, it's the other side. I know that. It's kind of like the ships. They say the food is in the back, the fun is in the front. The unfortunate thing is my cabin's in the back. But you got that joke. So, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about a quick way to get to your camera. So we're going to talk about a very quick way to get to your camera. Now, we are going to be talking first about Apple devices that are running iOS 10, which is the newest software. We should all have it. Anybody still have an iPhone 4S? Good. You got an iPhone 4S? Because you likely have iOS 9 on your device, but everybody else should probably have iOS 10. And what happens is when you go to this screen, the lock screen where it shows you the time, you can actually get to the camera very quickly directly from the lock screen without unlocking the device, without doing anything. But how you do it changed. Back in iOS 9, there was a little camera here in the bottom right-hand corner. You flick up that little camera, all the way at the top, and it would open up the camera. They got rid of that. It's still there, it's just not a little camera there anymore. What you do is you're going to slide on the lock screen. So on the screen that shows the time, you're going to slide the screen from the right to the left. And it's going to go ahead and open up the camera. Yes, this is a very much follow-along class, so if you have your device, go ahead and pull it out. So we're going to move, again, I'll show you one more time. We're going to slide from right to left on the lock screen, and it's going to open up. Now, Samsung devices should still have a little camera on the lock screen that you can slide up to get there. Newer Android devices, newer ones, if they have Android 7.0 on them, if you press the, not Apple devices, but if you press the power button twice, it will go ahead and do that. If you press the power button twice, it will go ahead and put it on the screen there. To give you an idea, so we have our camera open. This is important to understand. When we open this camera, it just gives us access to the camera. So nobody has access to your email or anything. So I am sure every single one of you before has handed your phone to someone that you think doesn't look sketchy to take a picture of you when you're out in port. Or when you're out somewhere. You're like, yeah, can you take a picture of me and my wife? And you look for someone who doesn't look like they're going to steal your phone. If it's true, if you do it this way and you slide down a lock, they have no access to anything. Even if they wanted to do something, guess what? They can't. All it gives you is access to the, so if I take these pictures, and I take this picture right here, yes, I have access to these last two pictures, but I don't have access to anything else that's on my phone other than what's been taken during that session. It's a really cool trick to be able to go ahead and do that, and you pull it out and you do it like this. Now, have we all got that? Okay, now what I want you to do, this is going to be a very strange thing. I want you to go ahead and I want you to take a picture of me. Very simple. Now, you're going to see my psychic powers. Keep your camera up while you're taking the picture. Keep it up to a little bit. Come on down. Help your wife. Help your wife. No, help your wife. It's a business trip. It's his secretary, we know. Okay, guys, right here, I gotta press the button for you guys. No! You're doing it the wrong way. No! You're doing it the wrong way still. Let's try again. No. Okay. So, here's the thing. When most of us take pictures, we hold it like we do when we normally hold our device. We hold it up and down. What does that give us? That gives us a tiny little picture in the middle of the screen. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure if you watch the news or you watch anything like that, you will see that you always see these eyewitness videos of things that are happening, and you see a little video in the middle of the screen, you see big black bars to the left, big black bars to the right. That's because most people are taking the picture wrong because they did an RTM, which stands for read the manual. So watch this. I've got two different pictures. Now, which one, I actually need to go into my actual camera now. Which one fills up a larger percentage of the screen? This one or this one? You should always, we'll get to a couple exceptions, but you should almost always take your pictures sideways with the camera at the top. Now, if you have a phone where the camera's in the middle, you always take it sideways, charging port in your right hand. So the place where you use to charge it is in your right hand. So we go sideways, charging port in your right hand, and we've got our picture like that, and it takes the correct way. Now, can you break those rules if you have something like, say, the Leaning Tower of Pisa water bottle? So we have the Leaning Tower of Pisa water bottle. Of course, we can't take it this way. We can, but it's a little difficult. You want to take it this way. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that as much as you can, you take the pictures this way. I see people all the time around the ship taking pictures this way. And I go up and I stop them. And I explain to them why they should take pictures the correct way. And that's why when I'm walking around the ship, I carry with me an extra name tag. So if someone wants to go to guest relations and say, he stopped me from taking my picture, what's your name? I say, here, I'll go pick it up later. Because here's the thing, I would rather people do things the right way than do them. I will tell you, I was dating a girl in July of last year. Every time we went out in port, she would take her phone, she would take pictures like this. I would tell her, no, you take pictures like this. We're no longer together. She goes, you need to keep your work at work. I go, so now I only date people that take pictures. So, believe it or not, I judge people in that way. So I can go in and I want to take a picture this way. Now, remember, we want to take a picture this way 99% of the time. Yes, there are exceptions to this, but I want you to pay attention to something interesting. Because someone asked me, this is something very weird. I'm going to give you a little insight. I give, in the last class we do in here, I give out my email address, not my semi-work part. And people send me questions all the time. This is a question I got a couple days ago. They said, well, when you're taking a photo, you notice that the photo doesn't fill the whole screen? But when you take a video, watch this black area right here. When I take a video, do you see that that black area is see-through? That is part of your video. so you understand that. So that's actually part of your video. So when you scroll over and you want to take a video, that little thing you can see through is part of your video. So if you've got your creepy uncle that's right there, you don't want the creepy uncle in the video. So you need to make sure you can't see the creepy uncle through there. So photo, this is not part of the photo, but video is part of the video. Now, when we're talking about taking a photo, you know that you have the little tiny button on the screen that takes the photo. But you know that there's actually another way to take a photo as well, with the volume buttons. So you can use the volume buttons. That's exactly what all those selfie sticks, you see all those selfie sticks that people have? That's what they're doing. They're plugging into the headphone jack. They don't work with the iPhone 7 because the iPhone 7 doesn't have a headphone jack. But they plug into the headphone jack, and they're just pressing the volume button up and down. And if you press the volume button, it takes a picture. Now, what is my favorite way to use the volume button picture thing? You ever gone to Walmart before? There's a great website I highly recommend you all visit. It's called peopleofwalmart.com. Oh, yes. It's called peopleofwalmart.com. And what people do is they go in with their phones and they find people wearing ridiculous things at Walmart. You've ever seen people, and you just go right up behind them and you go, click, and then it takes the picture. You go, click, and it takes a picture. Whenever I have a new assistant, we have a Walmart nearby, I always take them out to Walmart. We were in Alaska. We were in Alaska in September, a couple years ago, and there's a woman that's wearing red, white, and blue pajamas, like 4th of July pajamas in September, you know. But the pants have white and red stripes, and when I took the picture for people at Walmart, there was a nice brown stripe right down the middle of the pants. It was, I think it's funny. But I go in, and when I take a picture, I can go like that. Now, you can also do it to just take normal pictures, but it's good for covert pictures. And remember, there's no expectation of privacy in a Walmart. There's no expectation in a Target, yes, there's an expectation of privacy, but in a Walmart, but we can take a picture going like this. Remember, always sideways. So let's go ahead. Let's make sure we all got it. I want everybody to take a picture of me again. I've got the button. Now, let me see if anybody's doing it sort of right. Because what's important is we want to make sure that the camera is at the top, because if the camera is at the bottom, how's it going to take that picture? Upside down. Upside down. Then we have to go edit, rotate 90 degrees, edit, rotate 90 degrees, and then it's right side up. Not that difficult. What happens if we do a video like that? Disaster. Disaster. I'm going to show you a video I took with my phone in the Tracy Arm Fjord in a couple minutes' time, and I took that picture upside down, and that was an absolute disaster. But what I want you to do right now is I want you to switch your screens off. So switch the screens of your device off, and I want you to go into the real camera app. We were in the cheating camera app. We were in the easy camera app. I want us to go to the real camera app, being this little one right here. Now, I'm going to show you something cool before we go in the camera app. If you have an iPhone 6S or iPhone 7, you may not even know that your screen is pressure sensitive. So when you see this camera app, press down hard on the screen. If you have, that's how we'll know what phone you have. If you have an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 5S or an iPhone 4, it won't work. But if you have a 6S or a 7 and you press down hard on the screen, you can actually go right to take a selfie, record video, record slow-mo, or take a photo. But what I want to talk about is, we've talked a bit about photo, we've talked a bit about video. Remember, creepy uncle in here, he's in your video. But there are other settings I want to go ahead and I want to talk about. Now, one of them that's exclusive to the iPhone 7 Plus is called Portrait Mode. I want to show you a couple seconds about Portrait Mode. Portrait Mode is actually really, really cool. I'm going to show you a picture. I'll show you a Portrait Mode picture. Let me find a Portrait Mode picture first. Where's my picture with the puppy? Selfies, depth effect. So here's my picture with the puppy. It's a Nova Scotia duck toller. But here's what's cool. You notice that me and the puppy are in focus, but the background is not in focus. That makes it look like a professional portrait. I'll give you another example. I take a lot of things in portrait mode. Where's my monkey? Is there a monkey? That's a cool one. What it does is it uses, you see how you have, this looks like a professional photo. It's a little weird on this screen, but it actually looks like a fully professional photo because it's using both of the lenses in the iPhone 7 Plus to merge together a picture in something called Portrait Mode. I'm going to see if I can show you this now live. This is going to be interesting to see if I can show you live. We're going to scare everybody pulling down? No. Okay. Okay. Now, I want to show you two different pictures. I want to show you one where everyone's in focus in the background, and where only Blondell is fully in focus. You see the difference there? So it's using two cameras to actually metric what's going on. The only phone capable of doing this is the iPhone 7 Plus. The cheapest camera capable of doing this is about a $1,000 camera, to give you an idea. So for the price of a phone, you get a full HD camera as well. So this is more capable than any phone. If you're in the market for an iPhone now, and you're like, I don't know whether I get the 7 or the 7 Plus, the right answer is 7 Plus. The best phone in the world right now is the 7 Plus. The second best phone in the world right now is something called the Google Pixel XL. And the third best is the normal 7, to give you a little idea there. But that's a discussion for another class. So that's portrait mode. You won't see that on a lot of your devices, but I want to show you some things you will see on a lot of your devices. Slow-mo and time-lapse. So I want to talk about slow-mo and time-lapse. Slow motion is a video, which means how do we always hold the phone? Sideways camera at the top, because it's a video. Now what you'll notice, do you see that the lights are flickering in the back of the room with the slow motion? See that kind of... It's because the frame rate is so high in slow motion, it's actually capturing a slightly different perspective on things. Now for slow motion, it is a video, as well as time-lapse is a video. We're going to talk about slow motion first. To make a video slow motion, you must take it in slow motion. This is an example of a slow motion video from Alaska. This is from the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show. Now I'll show you another slow motion. Let me grab another slow motion. I gotta close them as I do it. This is me getting hit in the face with a snowball. And the last slow motion I'll show you, I know it was taken incorrectly because I passed it to a passenger to take it, and they took it incorrectly before I taught the class. But let me go to this slow motion. This is me slapping my assistant in the face. Back in the day, if you know Matt, he was on the ship, and whack. Don't worry, it's not abusive, it's for a technical demo. So, when we go in, I've got that right there, but that's slow motion. You need to take video, you need to take it in a video form for slow motion, and it will slow motion that video. Another thing you could take is a time lapse. Now I'm going to show you the time lapse, I'm going to tell you something very important about the time lapse. To take a time lapse, your device must be still. If your device is not still, it's called a hyperlapse. If it's a hyperlapse, people who just ate food are going to throw up. So we don't take hyperlapses, we take time lapses. This is a time lapse of me getting a shave up in the spa. This is 40 minutes condensed down to 8 seconds. Done. Okay. So that's 40 minutes condensed down to 8 seconds. That's not generally what you want to use a time lapse for. What I use a time lapse for, just to show you real quick, is where's my video? This is one of my favorite videos I've ever taken. It's in the Tracy Arm Fjord in Alaska. And this is an 8-hour going in and going out of the Tracy Arm Fjord in Alaska, which is condensed down to about 6 minutes. So how I got this video is actually very interesting. What I did to get this video, oh, I'm unscrewing the wrong thing, is I took my phone and I mounted it to one of the best places to watch sail-ins and sail-outs. I know a lot of you are not familiar with this place. There's a bridge right in front of this thing that's on deck 12. It's called the gym. You're with me? Yeah. There's a bridge that's in front of deck 12, this place called the gym, and you can take it. It's directly above the real bridge. And I took my phone, I put it in this guy, which is called a GorillaPod. So I took it and I mounted it to this GorillaPod right here. And what's nice is I can wrap the feet around something, as well as it's also magnetic. So it's magnetic. One of the best things I've learned over all of my years is that almost every surface on the ship is magnetic. So I can find it. I'm going to put that there. That'll stay right there because that's magnetic. But then I got smart. Everything's on my wall magnetically. That's why I don't lose anything. My clothes all have small neodymium magnets super glued inside the back of them. And when I get back to my cabinet at night, I throw them against the wall and they stick there. And they always know down in the laundry which clothes are mine because they're left in the washing machine after the end. Oh, it's that iLounge manager. He left all the clothes in there. Yeah, so they always know. They don't even have to mark my clothes. They're like, oh, that's what's on the magnets. Every single piece of clothing I have has a tiny little magnet inside of it, and I stick it to the wall. But I can use that, and you'll see, this almost looks surreal, but this was just taken with my iPhone in the front of the right on the front of the ship using a little GorillaPod. That's called a time lapse. Remember, though, when you take a time lapse, you don't move. You let the things around you move. So I'm going to jump back to my full screen right there. I'll show you that one a bit later. I've got one more video to show you, but let me jump back to the screen. Okay, so there's a couple more camera modes here. There's time-lapse, slow-mo, video, photo, portrait, which is only the 7 Plus, but then you have square. Any idea what square is for?
No.
Neither do I. No. It's for Instagram. But really what it's for is if you have a picture of something circular, like say my no button right here, when you take a picture of something that's circular, you want to leave a little border around it in all the directions. So we get a little border around it in all the directions, and we've got something circular right there. And it's just, and the nice thing is it doesn't matter how you take a square, because it is a square. It's never going to fill up the whole screen. A square is only going to fill up a square of the screen. And the last of the normal camera settings is called Pano. Now, I want you to pay attention to the side screens. I'm going to show you something on the side screens. And during various points in this cruise, I'm going to refer you to the side screens. The reason why is those are not projected screens. So you're going to see something much similar to what's on the screen of my phone than if you were to look up here. So I want you to pay attention to the side screens right now because I want to show you something. Do you see how bright that image is? It's okay. It's not great. It's not outside or anything, but I'm going to scroll over to Pano. Do you see how much darker that image is in a Pano? You'll also notice that Pano has, you can see through the menu on the bottom, so that's part of the picture. So if someone's not wearing pants, I don't know, look, I'm talking from truth. I'm talking from truth, but you're going to go ahead and you're going to make sure. So when you take a Pano, you can go to Pano, you do have to hold your phone the incorrect way, or your tablet the incorrect way, because it makes one long picture. So we take a Pano, we want to go from left to right, or we can hit the little arrow, and we can go from right to left. So we can choose either way. We want to go ahead and take the picture. Pano should be taken with natural light. That doesn't mean outside, but that means places with windows, because you'll notice it's significantly darker than a normal picture. I don't listen when it says slow down, but then I've got a Pano. Now I'm going to see if I can find some Panos that I can show you that are cool Panos that I've taken before. Let me find panorama. Here's my favorite panorama. We took this at Airport Beach.
Oh, yeah.
You notice how many of me there are? 1, 2, 3, 4. What I did is while the person was taking the Pano, when I got out of the frame, I ran around their back and went over there. And then when I got out of there, I ran around their back and went over there. And I ran around their back and went over there. And that's how I took 3. But let's look at something a little prettier. Let's look at the, let's see. This is in Aruba. This is at the church in Aruba. This is in Barbados. This is the big old rock in Barbados. This is in one of the really cool places that we go to that we probably, I don't think that celebrity's gone in previous years. We have a shore excursion in St. Martin. I know you've all been to St. Martin 17,000 times, because I have too. I went out to St. Bart's, which was really quite cool. If you've never been to St. Bart's, I went out to St. Bart's, so this is the marina. There's multi-million-dollar yachts, and there's a big yacht that has a helicopter and a submarine, and it's called the Eclipse. I find that pretty funny. They're like, oh, that's one of the biggest yachts, it's called the Eclipse. I go, no. I'm on a yacht called the Eclipse that's much bigger than that. But we don't have a helicopter or a submarine, so, you know, that I know about. So it's really cool when you take a panorama. You want to go ahead and take a panorama. Here's all of my panoramas, just so you can see over time are all of my panoramas. Now, those are all the different shooting modes, but we need to talk about something now that I think is very important that a lot of people use, and they don't know why they're using it, they don't know who they're using it, they don't know when they're using it. It's called the flash. Yeah. How many of you used the flash on your device before?
I have no clue.
Good. How many of you used the flash on your iPad before? iPads don't have flashes. Yeah. But what I want to show you is the entire use of the flash is, oh no, I dropped something under the bed, I have to look for it. No. The thing is, we have a gratuitous overuse of the flash nowadays. I'm going to show you pretty much the only situation where you would need to use the flash. I'm going to open up a flash picture. I'm going to take a picture of you right here. So, I'm going to take a picture of the flash. I'm going to take a picture of you with no flash. Which one looks more natural? Without the flash. The flash generally destroys pictures, which is a very interesting thing. But I want to show you a point where the flash can become very, very, very useful. So this right here is my son. Not like my son. My son. You're going to hold this for me, aiming right at the back of this gentleman's head. And I'm sure we've all taken a picture like that before. This is the only time you should use the flash, because I'm going to take a picture without that, and you're going to see nothing. I'm going to take a picture with the flash.
I'm allowed to close my eyes.
Yeah, it's fine. Do you see the difference there? It's what's called a fill flash. That's the name of it, not because his name is Phil. I don't know what his name is, but it's called a fill flash. And do you see the difference there? Whenever you're taking a picture of someone and the light is coming from behind them, you turn your flash on. Now, if your device has a flash, you should have 3 settings for that flash. You should have on, off, or auto. I want you to pretend one of those settings does not exist. Which setting do you think I'm going to have you pretend doesn't exist? Auto, because we don't want the machines thinking for us, because that's crazy. But here's the important thing to understand. If you do it on auto, and it's a little too dark in the Walmart, when you go like that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to know you're taking a picture of them. So, no, but seriously, what happens is, one of the very interesting things that changed probably since the last time you cruised, is now you are allowed, just the production shows, not the entertainers, you're allowed to take pictures and videos in the production shows. So like last night's show, or the show on the next formal night, or the next formal night, you're actually allowed to take pictures and videos in, which is very interesting, but they say no flash, and if you leave flash on auto, guess what happens when you're in a dark theater? The flash goes off. But the big problem is, let me show you how far the flash doesn't work for. There's flash, there's no flash. Do you see much of a difference between those two pictures? Believe it or not, the one with the flash is actually a little bit darker. But here's where I want to get into something a little more technical. I hardly ever want you to use the flash. I want to show you what I want you to do instead. Now I'm going to find someone wearing the proper outfit to demonstrate this. I'm not going to take a picture, but she looks like she's wearing the right outfit. Okay, perfect. You see that she has on a black shirt and some white pants. Do we see that? If I tap on her black shirt, you'll see the entire image gets lighter. My flash did not go on. But if I tap on the white pants, the entire image gets darker. So black shirt, image gets lighter. White pants, image gets darker. You see the difference there? So what you're doing is you're telling it what the color white is. You're defining what the color white should look like by clicking around and doing that. Now that is something you can do manually, but it's actually really cool because a lot of devices can do it automatically with something called HDR, which stands for... You're very close. High is the right first word. You got the D. Do you know the last word's wrong?
Range.
Just say that. High dynamic. I got a prize for you. High dynamic. Range. Hey, he was the closest one I heard. Therefore, I have for you, from courtesy of our port and shopping guide, a taste of Barbados, some Calypso rum cakes.
Oh.
Hey-o. But hold on. I've got a follow-up question. This is to find the real nerd in the room. There's always one. Does anybody in this room know what DVD stands for?
Digital video.
Nope.
Digital video recorder.
The middle word is not video. Any thoughts? Digital? Nope. What? No, it's not virtual. Sorry, I guess I'm eating this rum cake. It's digital versatile disc. Virtual, versatile. You were close. Yeah. You know what? Blondell got the high dynamic range. There we go. I don't need any more rum cake. I have too much rum. But what's cool is when you take an HDR, it goes ahead when you're outside, when you're in good light, it combines that black and white together, takes two pictures that combine those things together, and makes a better picture by combining the dark and the bright together, which is what's very, very cool. Now, I use HDRs all the time. I'll give you an example of somewhere I use HDR. I take far too many pictures. I'm just warning you. I have 6,000 pictures on my phone. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. I need to find my food that I took pictures of, though. I use HDR when I take pictures of food because it blends together that stuff with the food quite nicely. These are HDR videos. These are HDR pictures. They're actually live pictures. That's the disco shrimp in cuisine. Those are the upside down lamps in cuisine. I went with someone that actually ordered this thing. I'm not familiar with it. It's called a salad.
It goes with the gym.
No, but here's the nice thing. It had a fried piece of cheese in the middle. So I let them eat the salad while I ate the fried piece of cheese. That's what we call a good relationship. You got spring rolls on springs, and I took all of these pictures in an HDR format
So
too.
when do you decide to use HDR?
So the right answer is you leave HDR set to auto, and it will decide to use HDR when it thinks to use HDR. It is not going to use HDR in this room right now because there's nothing that would be beneficial of HDR. I will tell you this is a personal recommendation. My thing is I never recommend things I don't do myself. I brought this up because I want to recommend it. Something I highly recommend if you've never tried it. The best restaurant I've ever been to, in my opinion, is Cuisine. If you've never been to Cuisine before, I highly recommend you try Cuisine. I will let you know, the maitre d' of Cuisine said, I know you're doing your class today. He said, I have some availability the next 2 days, so what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Bonaire, followed by Curacao. If you go, you mention them that the iLounge, you went from the iLounge class, on any new bookings on those 2 days, they'll give you a 30% discount. So that's pretty cool. He called me this morning. He's like, hey, I know you like Cuisine. You can tell your people today. That's a really cool one. But that's, honestly, truthfully, that's where I use HDR. My favorite thing there is the sliders and the sangria. We say they should just shut down Cuisine and make a slider sangria restaurant, but that's another story for the cheesecake teeny. But I've taken all of these pictures. It's really different. It's stuff that you find different. I highly personally recommend that myself. Now, as I said, we've got...
Sorry, Richard.
Yeah.
Going back to
So what you want to leave HDR on is auto.
Auto, but when you're doing setting it to the white and things like that,
Yeah.
do you do that as well as, or?
So here's the answer. Yes, you do that as well as. I do that as well as.
Right.
The HDR is for when it finds something HDRable, it's going to say, I can't trick it in this room, it's going to say HDR in a little yellow box in the top. Right. If you want to see HDR, set your HDR to auto. And one of the best places to see HDR, I'm going to do this a bit later on, we've got a safari coming up later today, and one of the best places to see HDR auto work is up in the solarium, the indoor pool. You have that wall that's got the green and the white flowers on it. If you set HDR to auto, you point your phone right there, it will 100% take an HDR photo. To give you a little idea there. It's really quite cool. But,
Rich?
Yep.
On the iPhone 5, I have HDR with a line through it.
Aha, so you have HDR on or HDR off.
That's right.
It's because the sensor can't identify it. 5S and above can do it. Here's the answer. When you're taking pictures outside, when it's bright outside, turn the HDR on. When it's not, turn it off. The big thing about HDR takes double the storage of a normal picture. Sometimes triple the storage of a normal picture, just to give you a little idea, depending on what's in there. But now it's time for a very interesting commercial break. I want to show you something that we're going to talk about a bit later in the cruise. I have a couple gadgets I want to show you, a couple new gadgets I got, but I want to show you this. This is an application that we talked about yesterday, but I know only about a third of you were here yesterday. We're going to fill up this room by the time we talk about this application. This is the only 5-star rated application to ever exist in the Apple and Google App Store. It is called Google Photos. Now, I've been using it for about 2.5 years. It's been available to consumers for about 7 months or so. And this is their commercial they ran before the new Star Wars movie this year. I love this because it gives me a chance. I always put in a commercial break because it gives me a chance to have a drink before I show you the end of what we're going to talk about. But this is really cool. This is an application called Google Photos. We're going to have a whole class later in the cruise just on Google Photos.
Your phone has been there for you. It's seen your best side and your worst days. It's there for you in the mornings, and it's the last thing you see at night. You go everywhere together. Everywhere. You've even saved its life. It's your loved ones, your loved notes, and your memories. It's been there through it all, in the palm of your hand. But forget that old piece of garbage, because you just got a brand new phone, and it is glorious. It's got everything except your photos. So get the Google Photos app, and all the photos on your old phone will be waiting for you on your new phone automatically. It's a holiday miracle. Happy holidays from Google Photos.
What I think is really cool is how many of you have iCloud on your Apple devices? How many of you are satisfied with the way that iCloud is backing up everything? It's a much lower number. Here's what's really cool. Nowhere else on the planet other than here is going to teach you how to use Google products on your Apple devices. And I think it's really cool because here's the thing that you're going to notice is a theme. From this point forward, I am going to reference Google a lot. We're going to have a discussion later on. I want to let you know that something was announced last night. I'm going to give you this heads up. I've been giving everybody the public service announcement this morning. AOL and Yahoo are officially shutting down this summer. So AOL and Yahoo are officially shutting down this summer. It was announced last night. They will no longer exist after this summer. So you're going to have to make a decision whether to trust the phone company Verizon and their new company that AOL is going to merge to called Oath. AOL and Yahoo are going to merge into a new company called Oath.com. That'll work great. Or just go ahead and get yourself a Gmail account. You're going to start seeing the benefits of a Gmail account. But one of the really great benefits is Google Photos. It's going to move all of your pictures across and videos across all of your devices unlimited for free. I am not going to go ahead and talk about Google Photos right now because I'm going to show you it a bit later in the cruise. I'm going to show you a lot about Google Photos a bit later in the cruise. But I want to show you a cool gadget. I got this the other day. I've gotten to play with it a bit more. This is really quite cool. You might say, how do I take my photography on my iPhone or my iPad to the next level? This guy. This is really cool. I got this on Embarkation Day. It's called the Insta360. And what it is a 360-degree camera for your iPhone or your iPad. It takes in the lightning port. And you see, I can see you right here, but guess what I can also see? And I can make a recording. I'll give you an example. This is a recording I made the other day. I can turn sideways so we can actually see it. And this is me walking around the deck outside. And I can look all the way around. And you might say, okay, well, but I don't have a big screen to look at it. This is what's cool. The box that it comes in, you slide your phone inside of it. I should open the app before I do this. Let me show you. You see, you slide your phone inside of it, and when I go ahead and I look at this, I have to say I'm doing it in VR mode. And I can actually see, just because I want to show you, it's going to be stupid with me, but I can actually see exactly what's going on in full 360 degrees. And this is just the box it comes in. But here's the cool thing you're going to notice. I like to show, it was really windy outside yesterday. I like to show a lot of different gadgets. These are not gadgets you're going to find on the shelf at a store. Because to put something on the shelf at a store is millions of dollars. Put on the shelf of a store of a Best Buy or an Apple store. So I'd like to show unique things that you've never heard of. And I do sell some unique things. I want to show you, the last thing I'm going to show you today is this unique gadget that I have that we sell upstairs. This is called the M-Edge Sack Pack. One of my favorite little gadgets, because here's the nicest thing about it. It's a backpack, but it also has a battery pack built into it. So you can recharge your phone or your tablet directly from it. I've upgraded. I have a bigger battery pack in mine, but It comes with a little battery pack, and you plug in your iPhone, you plug in your iPad or Android phone right there, and when you go out and port, you got it just like this. This is a new little company that a lot of people have never heard of before. You've probably never heard of M-Edge before. It's a startup company, and what we try and do is we try and get some unique things that are really cool. And this is $29, and you'll carry around an extra charge and a half for your phone inside, so when you go out and port or anything like that, you can find some really cool things. Now, we will be meeting again back in here on the next C-Day to talk all about apps. Different apps for your smartphone, tablet, and things like that. But between now and then, starting at 3 o'clock today is what's called our iLearn VIP. It's something very, very different. It's only 20 people. We have a couple spots left. It's only 20 people, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a lot of this to the next level. We're going to be going out and we're going to talk about shooting pictures through glass. We're going to talk about using all kinds of different accessories, using lenses, zooming with your device, all these different things. So we actually go on a Safari hat. So we've got that coming up at 3 o'clock today. We have, like I said, I have the information up here. If you're interested, we have 6 hours of classes that are just 20 people, and it's very, very different from what's in here. We can stop at any time, and we can do all these different things. But we also have some things coming up on the port days. So the next 2 days, we have at 8 o'clock up in the iLounge, we're going to be looking at Apple TV tomorrow and Facebook Messenger the next day, just to give you an idea on all those. And we've got Amazon, we've got all these other things coming up. So keep a lookout in your daily program. It's called iLearn, I-L-E-A-R-N. I have a couple more spots in the iLearn VIP, which starts at 3:30 today.
Right, 3:30.
3:30 today up in the iLounge. We're going to meet. If you're coming to the iLearn VIP, make sure your phone is charged because we're going out and we're going about and we're doing some really cool things. That is it for me today. My name is Richard. I hope you enjoyed what I call it today. On your smartphone and camera, smartphone, tablet, camera class. Bye!